I want to just absolute punch the shit out of him.
I would like to spit on his corpse.
I want to look at Jacques and be like,
Yes! Puh, puh, evil! We spit on the evil! Puh! Nope, everything looks and smells perfectly fine to me.
If you critical hit, I'll allow the overpen. I will say, oh my god.
holy
Suck my
shit!
fat cock.
No way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode, the very first of Rolling Riot. We are here. I am Raging Boomer. I'm playing Eobard Fantasia. Right next to me, go ahead and introduce yourself, Shank.
Hi, I am Shankwanker, and I am playing the DM. That's me, I'm all of it. Next person.
I am Azerden. I am playing Alexei Petrolovich.
There you
And
go.
I am BB2 Ninja, and I am playing Jacques Pierre.
I guess without further ado, who's ready to get in this bad boy?
I'm so fucking ready,
Of
man.
course, do it.
All but one of you find yourself in a boxcar. You've been experimented on for the last who knows how long, and you're finally being sent on your first mission. At the head, leading your command, is Sergeant Cillian Markham. He is this chap here in the front. He's an older man, probably about mid-40s, but the course of the war has turned his hair gray, and he's been in a couple other campaigns before this. The two of you that are in here with one another, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Ugh. What's that stench? Hello there. I am Eobard Fantasia. I, as you can see, am quite muscular, but unfortunately, the brain does not come with the brawn. But I'm good looking and I'm good in bed too.
As you're kind of saying that, this smiling gentleman, kind of directly across from you, looks you kind of up and down and says, "With those muscles, I would be too. Nice to meet you, Eobard. James McConaughey."
James. I like your mustache. You're, not my type, but I bet you could be good in bed too.
We all try to be. And he kind of scans the room a little bit and looks over at this kind of odd-looking gentleman. Looks you up and down as well and says, "Well, what are you here for? I don't recognize you."
Oh, you know. Same as the rest of us.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take that at face value.
A man of few words. I respect that.
As you kind of say that, the dog man standing just to the right of the James McConaughey kind of just sort of sniffs in the air a little bit, lifts his leg and starts scratching behind his own ear. Everybody else kind of looks at that a little bizarrely, and the guy with the cigar standing across from him just kind of takes it out of his mouth, looks at him and says, "Hope we don't get any fleas."
I look over to James and I say,
Well, can't lie. It's kinda hot.
James kind of just chuckles and shakes his head, and yeah. During this time, are you doing anything in here? It's a little crowded, but you know, the bumps as you're crossing, sort of the dirt in the field, is kind of keeping you a little like on your toes, a little energized.
Nope. Everything looks and smells perfectly fine to me.
I said to myself, I just kind of study each and every person, trying to just gauge people.
Gotcha. Moving right along. after a couple of minutes of similar banter to this, you kind of hearing talk from pretty much all of them except Dog Boy over here. Sergeant Markham would look at all of you and say, "Gentlemen, it is my pleasure to serve with you today. I am done with my prayers to the Lord. We are about to reach the expeditionary trench on the other side. Germans have probably overextended, relying on their perhaps foolish coverings. It's hard to even call them that, it's really just sticks. Anyways, one of our boys in the air spotted it, and you're going to be charging the trench. Goal here, half of you bail out that side, the other half of you bail out that side. I'll be leading that side, and, well, hopefully the best of us will stay alive. We're deploying smoke cover. You won't be shot at from the normal trenches, at least you shouldn't be. But that doesn't mean we won't face heavy resistance from the people directly to our front. We'll have some fire support, some cover. Kingsley, you, there in the back, in the purple. You're receiving radio transmissions, correct? And he just kind of puts a finger to his ear and he nods for a second. He's like, it's a bit weird having noises injected straight into my brain. Not sure I really like that. I could do without it. I really could. Like, it's okay, old chap. You'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. All right.
I have no idea what is going on.
And Markham kind of looks you up and down. It's like, I guess that goes with what you said about the brains going with the brawn.
He just can't mutter. He wants to say something witty, but just nothing can come out because he's just so dumb.
I'm sure. Is there anything you would like to inject into Kingsley's head?
This is Red 1. Do you copy?
He just kind of says out loud, Red 2, copy. Wait.
You have...
And then he kind of puts his finger to his ear and just kind of squints a little bit. You hear coming out of the radio from the guy on your right. Red 1, copy.
You have a whole brigade coming towards you. I do see at least 2 German tanks.
He kind of looks up, a little petrified, like, two German tanks, sir. Markham's like, really? Well, I didn't expect them to have them so quickly. Well, regardless, we fight valiantly today, and if we die, we meet our maker a little bit sooner. Good luck, boys.
Aye.
He slaps the guy on.
A tank
right.
is nothing for Eobard. I am practically. I mean, look at me. I'm a tank. Come on, boys.
As you're saying this, the entire, basically box that you're in comes to a jarring halt and kind of like throws you forward about a foot.
Oh, shit.
For everyone in the cart. Sergeant Markham just sort of gets back, to a good stance, shrugs his shoulders off a little bit, rolls out his neck and goes, "All right, boys, we fight!" And the doors on either side open up.
Oh
Here.
my god.
And here is where I ask each of you to roll me some initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so I just click initiative, and it'll auto-roll it.
Sweet Orthodox Christ.
I got a 22.
Are you
22. Okay.
quite surprised?
All right. Well, absolutely killing it at the front end of initiative. We've got Jacques Pierre. Jacques, as everybody files out on either side of the box car that was being towed behind this Mark 1 tank, you see in front of you, which I gotta zoom in personally, you should be right about here.
Correct.
To the left side of the tank, there are about 4 German soldiers peeking their heads over the parapet, aiming rifles at each and every one of you. What would you like to do?
I would like to lunge towards this gentleman
Okay.
There we go.
and slash at him with my officer's
I
sword.
think we can.
All right. Are you going to try to like dive into the trench, or are you going to be staying up here on no man's land territory, or are you kind of hopping in there with him? What's the goal?
I'm more or less diving at him.
Okay. Tell you what. Let's do this. Make an athletics check.
Ooh. Oh.
20.
Nice. You beat him considerably. I will give you 1d6 extra damage if you hit on your attack. Go ahead and make an attack roll, and we're gonna do this. Okay.
Sweet.
I see you hit to a 9. It looks like.
Yes.
Okay, that will not meet its armor class. So you kind of just dive on top of him, and drawing your sword, kind of like put it to him. He was able to, with a gloved hand, kind of push it to the side and avoid the brunt of the attack. Is that all you have on your turn?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. He kind of forces you off of the top of him and stands back up, and you both get, in a sort of upright position. And his comrade,
kind of square off.
yeah, his comrades, particularly this one just off to your left, starts looking over at you with a little bit of fire in those eyes. As you see your kind of new comrade diving into the trench at a German soldier, Eobard, what do you do?
Oh. What? What's happening again? I'm sorry. Please. I will be 100% focused from now on. I just had to make sure it was working.
That's all good. So what happened was BB, Jacques, started kind of behind you a little bit,
Okay.
saw the first German soldier in front of him and dove into the trench at him, missed him with his sword attack, and they both sort of stood up and started squaring off against one another. The German soldier to his left, still kind of in front of you,
Okay.
has looked over at him with hungry eyes.
Oh.
So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
the other two
So.
are still pointing their rifles over the parapet at you. They have not taken their turn yet.
Okay, and it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to I want to go to the guy to Jacques' left, and I want to basically throw one of my daggers straight into his chest, more so as like a distraction, so I can get close up to him since I'm not super far away.
Okay.
And then I want to basically lunge at him with my sword.
Okay.
Oh, do believe
I
that giant
will
Lion Man would be good enough distraction.
tell you what. This won't do damage, but I will allow you to throw a dagger at him to distract him as
Okay.
an object interaction on your turn.
Okay.
So go ahead and make an attack roll for me, anyways.
Okay, so we're gonna go here. I'm gonna get faster at this once I learn it.
Yep,
And
it's
then
character sheet, and then you just click on dagger.
I'll click on the dagger.
Yeah, click on the word dagger
Okay.
on there. Psst, yeah, you fucking hit.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
So you hit to a 23. Their armor class is significantly below that. So Eobard, as he kind of hops out and everybody piles out of this boxcar, you can kind of like see as you're coming out all the little dents and stuff. When you see your comrade run straight past you at a German soldier, see the other one with the hungry eyes, immediately pull the dagger and throw it at him. It hits butt first, but you do catch his attention as he sort of looks at you. And
Mhm.
now I'm going to have you do the same thing that BB did. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Okay, athletics check. So we're gonna do that by hitting acrobatics, or no, athletics right here.
Mhm.
Hit that once. That
Man.
is a 22.
Man, y'all are rolling hot. I even rolled pretty well, so I didn't think you were going to make it, but you certainly do.
Okay.
Um,
So this
dive
is
in.
this is me lunging towards him, right?
Yes.
Okay, before I do, I want to say one thing real quick. So as I'm lunging towards him, I want to look over at the tank and be like,
I have severely misjudged how large a tank is. I'm bigger than him.
And then I throw my dagger at him, and then as I lunge towards him with my sword out, okay, so continue. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll your roll an attack with your sword.
Okay. Side sword. Hit side sword. That is a 21.
Sure thing. You absolutely hit him. So go ahead and roll damage, and go ahead and also roll a d6. There should be a dice rolling option in the bar to the left. I guess for you, left.
Okay,
Looks like it's a 20.
Okay, so roll a dice in the left. What am I rolling? A d6?
Just roll a d6 for that one.
Okay. A 1.
Okay, so you get 1 extra damage, and
Okay.
then in your character sheet, there should be a set of dice notation off to the right of your sword. Something
In the
like
journal?
1d6. Yeah, in the character sheet in the journal. Yeah.
Okay. Looking for, what is it?
On your side sword, if you go all the way to the right, there's dice
Yeah.
notations.
Oh,
1d6
okay.
plus something. Okay, so adding those together, it's 7 plus 1 for a total of 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Right. So as I stab him, and I look over at Jacques with my eyes ready. You can tell I am ready to take on anything.
What do you think of that, Jacques?
I just look over and just kind of grin a little bit.
No, so good.
All right. Well, as this moment of brotherly love is going on, Boomer, that has used your bonus action and your action and your movement, so you don't have anything else to do. That would be the
Fuck yeah.
conclusion of your turn, since you're learning. I'm explaining
Yeah.
this. We are going to move on to next in the order, which is going to be everyone else other than Alexei Petrolovic. Is that how you pronounce it? Petrolovic. Okay. So, as things get started, you kind of hear from the other side of the boxcar, Sergeant Markham go, "Onwards to victory, men!" And immediately you start hearing gunfire from the trench. A handful of cries of pain as people get, hit with a hail of bullets, but a lot of like weird cracking sounds as if, someone was beating rocks together. See, I need to roll.
I know how this goes. This is not good.
You would actually be able to see it, which I will describe after it happens. Okay. So, kind of in between the tracks and the boxcar, I think you should be able to see me when I measure this out. But you can kind of see this way, kind of over the parapet, to what's going on just over here before it gets obstructed by the boxcar right here. Everyone seeing that?
Mhm.
Yep.
Aye.
Okay. However, Alexei, you would be able to see everything that's going on through your scope. You would be able to see, as sort of a reactionary measure, a number of the soldiers immediately start opening fire into your sort of stone buddy over here, and this gentleman right here. James,
Hey,
I
Liam,
almost forgot myself. Yes?
is that just straight up the thing?
He was kind of modeled off of that, but no. No. Legally.
No, for legal reasons, he is not.
a dude being made out of stone is not abnormal in like a fantasy setting. Stone golem.
Fair enough.
Red 1, do be careful. You have 2 in the trench on the left. They are being flanked by 2 on their left as well.
Kingsley will kind of like put a finger to his ear, and you'll kind of see him nod in the distance. You'll see bullets mostly hit into the stone gentleman as pieces of rock kind of break off in large fragments. He goes running into the trench and lands in here, starting to pummel this one. He takes a decent amount of damage, and you see some blood coming out of his nose from the initial punch as the guy kind of staggers backwards. This gentleman here gets shot a handful of times, mostly in his gut, which keels him over, and he slowly walks towards the trench. You can kind of see daylight coming through as he turns away from you between his, like, the front of him and the back. And as you're kind of like watching him through the scope as he moves over towards the trench, he stands up, cracks his neck a little bit, and you can see a big ol' hole start to close itself
Oh shit.
around the wound. This gentleman over here will run up to just kind of the edge of the trench here and is going to breathe fire against these two over here. They will both make dexterity saving throws. One fails, one succeeds. So they will take some damage. As he sort of runs up to the edge of the trench, he puts his hand on the side wall of the tank, and you see him like kind of take a puff off of his cigar and breathe this kind of blanket of flames down into the trench. You hear one of them start screaming as he takes a significant portion of damage. The other one just starts like patting out his sleeve and then sees his comrade and starts like taking off his jacket to start blanketing him down. Sergeant Marcom draws his sword, hops over here into the trench, and will make an attack against this gentleman here. Frogman will take about, given his stride, probably about 3 or 4 steps this way, and is going to hop over here. The kind of surprise of this allows him to get a jump on the soldier directly in front of him, and he is going to roll to attack. He does hit, and he hits with... Ooh!
Uh-oh.
Hell yeah, baby. He hits with max damage on his revolver, landing on the other side of the guy and going, "Pow!" and just blasting his head off.
Oh, shit!
Gentleman here is toast.
Good execution, frog legs.
Kingsley will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and drop down and kind of just hide himself underneath the tank and underneath the machine guns of the tank, which has started to kind of point their sponson-mounted guns into no man's land and kind of firing at trenches way in the back. Between the haze of the smoke cover that's directly to the north of this current position, it's kind of firing wildly, but also dissuading anybody from potentially coming over to this expeditionary trench to save their comrades. If they wanted to come through now and not get shot at by machine gun fire, they would have to come through this trench leading up to it right over here. With that said, it is now time for the German soldiers. Oh, wait, I missed 3 whole dudes. I'm stupid. The gentleman in the blue uniform is going to step up over here, kind of by Jacques, and is going to assist by sort of like moving his hands around, and you feel this cold gust of air brush over your shoulder and leave a little bit of frost, and you see ice sort of cover him from feet and starting to move on up. It gets to about knee length, and you can see all of the parts that are covered just go super rigid and stiff, like he cannot flex in there at all. He is stuck in his position, and he has taken a pretty decent amount of damage. He's not looking great.
Perfect.
Dogman is going to run over here, jump down into the trench, and start trying to maul this guy. He will miss. I can get rid of that dice. As he sort of jumps down right next to Eobard, you see him try to like grab at and start biting at, just biting at the face of this soldier who's kind of just holding him back at the shoulders, playing his best, game of stiff arm from the NFL. This soldier at here is the least lucky of all of the bunch so far, as he flies into the air and immediately takes a pot shot and dies.
Nice.
And last but certainly not least, the gentleman standing between you and the radio operator, Az, will kind of jitter a little bit, and you'll see his head move in an unnaturally fast manner. He'll take a couple deep breaths that happen like way too fast. He's like, my time to shine, and bolts across no man's land, just jumping over the parapet onto the dirt and running forward. He covers about 100 feet in one round and ends his turn there. If anyone were to turn back and see their dead comrade, they would also see this humanoid figure moving faster than you've seen even automobiles at this point move, running through and across dirt and barbed wire and mud and craters through no man's land, just zipping past, seeing, bullets fly past his head as he starts making for the trench line along with the rest of you. Each of the soldiers will make attacks. These three over here are going to attack Frog Boy. These two right here are going to attack the one that they just shot and didn't feel it. This one and this one are going to try to gang up on Rock Boy. And these two are both going to take shots at the fire breather over here. So this one will kind of step over his comrade and move over here to get a better attack angle on this gentleman. Your froggy friend, as it were. These two standing next to each other did get advantage, and one of them missed with advantage, and one of them crit. So this is where we get to roll on the funny critical hit table.
Excessive critical roll. 3x? Holy shit.
So that's going to be... Oh god, he's using a service rifle. Oh, that's not going to be great.
Oh no.
That is going to be 6 die 6 plus 2 damage. He is so fucking dead. Sort of peeking his head around the corner of the trench, you would know that they kind of stagger it in the way that you see here to make sure that if anyone got in here, they wouldn't have free reign to shoot from, a couple hundred yards down the trench in either direction. However, at this corner, he is able to see your frog friend, who promptly eats a bullet straight through his chest, and you see kind of the back blow out on the other side, and a handful of bones come with it. As he kind of flumps down against the trench, these guys are all kind of firing at him as well. I suppose this guy hit. His would be kind of a little less meaningful in the side while that's going on. These two, however, are going to try their best to shoot James again. And one of them succeeded, one of them did not. The one who succeeds does 6 points of damage, this time blowing a hole in the side of his neck, which promptly starts spewing a fountain of blood. He seems a little less phased by it this time, just kind of like his head moving to the side as this no longer has a muscle to support and pull it back down. But he just keeps looking down, and his smile gets a little creepier and like I'm gonna fuck you up and I have a mustache kind of smile. And that is him. Next are the two on fire and the two trying to smack Rock Boy. You are correct, the one on fire will have disadvantage on doing anything. And in fact, won't actually do anything, he'll just go ahead and try to put himself out. So we'll roll a d20 for that, and math.
I do believe that was the third reminder.
Yeah, no, you're right. Go ahead.
And the
You
fourth
have inspiration.
one was him just reminding you there. So
I'll be honest, I was totally just giving you shit, but I'll absolutely take inspiration. Thank
Don't
you.
count. Don't count.
How
the
does
reminding you
inspiration
remind.
work for you?
Inspiration works as normal. You can, I believe it works as normal. You can re-roll one dice roll that you cause or that someone does to you. So if someone says you need to make a saving throw, you can re-roll that if you don't like the result. Or if you tell someone else they need to make a saving throw and they succeed, you can say fuck you, do it again.
That
Or if you attack someone and you don't like the result, you can do it then, etc., etc.
appreciate it.
Good to know.
Okay.
Going on
So
mute for
these
just a moment.
two attack the Rockman with their bayonets. The only one that was even close to getting to the armor class was this one, and he missed. So this gentleman is going to take a pot shot at the fire breather. He will hit, and he will do 6 points of piercing damage as you sort of see his, well, actually, none of you would see this. You just kind of hear a wet tinking sound as a bullet ricochets off of the boxcar over here, and hear kind of from the other side of the tank, "Fuck my ear!" Alexi would see
shit.
gets blown straight off. The other one tries to set himself out. He does, but he wastes his entire turn doing so, and does take a little bit of fire damage at the start of his turn. Compensation. This dude is kind of looking glassy in the eyes, as far as Alexi would be able to see from here, and stumbling around a little bit. He's looking very, very bad. This one here, seeing the guy who iced him as bigger fat's going to attack him. This one's going to attack Eobard because you attacked him first. This one's attacking Dogboy, and this one will move over and attack Dogboy as well. Well, you know what I like to say. You get a good one, you get a bad one. Interesting. Okay. So.
Uh-oh.
The one attacking man in the blue uniform does manage to sort of bat your officer sword out of the way, BB.
Okay.
Or should I say Jacques. Raises his rifle and takes a shot at the sort of ice wizard, I guess you would say, in front of him. And does a lot of damage. That was nearly max.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
As he raises his rifle, fires it, and sort of like blows out just sort of a U shape out of the top of his skull. The bullet pinks off of the side of the tank, and he falls kind of into the trench here. You see the ice around the soldier's legs immediately begin to crack. The one trying to attack Eobard will sort of lift its rifle with the bayonet, try to stab at you, and Eobard, his reflexes being the fastest in the land, definitely dodges out of the way and sees him lodge his rifle in the side of the trench, and he's unable to wiggle it out, and just sort of through the goggles of the gas mask, you can see fear in his eyes as he's just like, "Oh shit."
I just want to look at him, and all I want to say is,
Looks like you've got yourself in a bit of a pickle.
completely missed the sticky situation because he's stuck because it's Eobard.
You know, not that he would know it because he's
Yeah.
German. Doesn't speak fucking English.
Nein, Sackgesicht!
This one attempts to stab Dog and will just miss. This one attempts to stab Dog and will hit. One, and will do a middling amount of damage. As you see, the first one kind of like tries to stab high, the other one stabs low and gets the Dog kind of just in the foot region a little bit. Now we are finally done with all of that shit. Alexei, you're seeing all the chaos of battle going on. A couple of your comrades get shot and killed. Whereas they are also kind of fucking up the enemy lines pretty significantly. What do you do?
Well, first of all, I need to decide which side I'm going to assist. I'm thinking that probably best solution would be execute this gentleman right here.
Okay.
So I will,
He is ignorant of your position right now, as he's far too preoccupied, shall we say, with the guy who his comrades are yelling at is just healing from every wound he's taking.
good. That
As well
means
as some cries from his comrades further down the trench.
that
You will
means
have
he is
advantage
right
to attack him.
taking. Oh,
Yes.
I love it when that happens. Alright, I will take shot with Mosin Nagant.
Okay. Go ahead.
First roll, 18. Second roll, 18.
All right, that'll definitely hit. You see as he kind of like peeking his head over the trench to start to lay up his rifle to fire at him. Your bullet ends up connecting, and go ahead and roll me damage.
17.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
2d8 plus 5, bitches.
God damn.
You see him start like peeking his head over the top, and as he's sort of running up, he lays his rifle down and aims up as you see sparks kind of fly out the other side of his helmet as you just sort of blow out fragments of metal that direction, and he falls over, just kind of pivots directly from the bottom of his feet over, and just lays in the trench with a pool of his own gray matter starting to fill up a little bit of a pit there.
DM, I would like to, if I can, use bonus action to eject that casing and chamber a new one.
With how guns end up working, that's not necessary. That's just
No.
kind of part of the motions.
As Alexi paints beautiful red mosaic over the back of French, he would like to say, "Even the terrible eat my ass."
Interesting. Pardon me. You'll hear a sort of older British voice come through the radio. Good shot, old chap.
Much
Through
obliged.
through your scope, you can see that was Sergeant Marcom talking to Kingsley.
Kingsley.
Is that all for your turn?
That's all I've got.
Cool. Jacques, you can hear a lot of fighting going on, but obviously the guy in front of you just shot Wizard. What have you got going on? What you doing?
So, I see Wizard Man fall into the trench, missing a significant portion of his skull.
Yes.
My sword is still in motion from being batted out of the way.
Okay.
I flip my head towards the kind gentleman who just gave my friend a very close shave. I
Sure.
look him in the eyes. I go, "Eat shit," and I swing my officer's sword towards his neck
Okay. Go ahead and make an
With-
attack roll for me.
with vicious intent.
Absolutely.
God damn it!
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
You do. As his rifle is sort of still up, you say "eat shit," and he his attention snaps back to you. Your sword strike comes in, and he just puts the rifle up to catch the blow, and he's looking at you, and you can see again through the glass the sort of anger in his eyes. He's showing off against you. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Scream. Just with absolute hatred after seeing him again blow my friend's brains out.
Absolutely. Yeah, you kind of hear underneath the mask a kind of response muffled. I don't know if that came through.
It did not,
No.
but it was even better. It was even better.
Okay, Eobard. You heard a gunshot go off to your right and a handful on the other side of the tank. The guy's still in front of you and you got him dead to rights. He's a bit of a sitting duck right here. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I look to Dogma. I don't know the Dogma guy.
He hasn't told you his name this entire time.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I look over to him and I'm like,
You know, you don't say much, but I bet you're a good boy. And I need your help to take out these bad boys. So, I'm going to stabby dumbass here. And then I'm gonna shoot one of your guys. After I have done this, then I need you to take out one. Can you do that for me, Dogma?
and he's just kind of like still looking at the other guy biting, and just sort of when you said good boy, like looks at you, and it's like still like wrestling the other guy. The other guy's like trying to like get his bayonet, maneuvered correctly so he can start stabbing, and he's like dodging the other guy that's trying to stab at his head, and he's like.
All right, so what I want to do here is the guy in front of me. I've already done damage to him. So
Yes.
I need him out of the picture basically. So
Okay.
is it possible for me to, instead of using my side sword, because I'm a lion, I have claws, don't I? So can I like
believe you do.
Oh, I don't have claws. Okay.
I don't know. I said I believe you do, but I'm not sure.
Cuz I think I do.
Looking up right now.
Yep, I'm pulling up his character sheet.
If not,
Also have their claws as natural weapons, dealing slash damage on hits equal to 1d4 plus strength mod.
Thank you very much.
okay.
Si, senor.
So what I want to do with this guy is, let me know if this is plausible. I want to I want to basically, while he's stuck, I want to grab him right by right like here. Just right by the throat with my
Two monitors. I gotta
Oh shit.
back over to you.
You're
ahead.
good. So just grab him like this with my claws like in him, where you can tell he's like, and then I want to just yeet the fuck out of him, like out of the trench.
Okay.
Just like not far. I don't even want to kill him per se. I just want to do enough damage to get to grab him and throw him. Is that something I can
Okay.
do?
I will say that we can count that as what would be considered a shoving attack.
Okay.
Moving this guy to an adjacent space, so say like here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking to do. Not push
on
him
a
too far. Just get him out of the way for a minute.
Absolutely. So go ahead and make an athletics check for me, and this is going to use your action.
Okay, so we're gonna go to athletics. We're going to boom. That is a 7.
Okay. He succeeds, so as you sort of like grab at his neck, you do actually. I forgot about this. This is the gentleman that kind of fucked himself up
Yeah.
and buried his rifle in the trench. Go ahead and roll with advantage, meaning roll again and take the higher of the two.
Okay.
Because you've got him at your
4.
mercy. So in this case, you kind of like grab him, and as you try to like shove him out, you do kind of like push on him, but it's just enough to like throw him into the back wall and dislodge his rifle.
Okay.
That's
So
the
he's
situation you got yourself
he's still in the area, but
in.
like
Still right where he was.
okay, but he's like
But now he's
staggered.
done.
Okay, so that's my action, but now he's unstuck. So I kind of fucked myself. So I just want to respond with, well, shit. And I want to pull out my 6-shooter and shoot this guy. I want to. Is that too far? Or we're
Nope,
still
that's,
okay?
That's allowed. You're good.
Okay, so I wanna aim and shoot him with my 6-shooter. It's one shot, right? Like one shot per.
Yes, you can only take one shot at a time.
That's what I thought. Okay, perfect. So
Okay,
I
so
wanna.
roll and attack roll.
Attack
This
roll.
will use your bonus action since
Yeah.
it's essentially an offhand attack.
Right. I understood that. Okay, so what am I rolling? I'm sorry.
So you would roll your, I think it's called revolver.
Oh
on
yeah,
your
there
character
we go.
sheet.
We got a 6. Not very
Bang,
good.
and you kind of shoot, off to the side, and you see it plink, not plink, kind of thud. A little bit of dirt comes off of the wall of the trench over here-ish.
Well, I fucked this all up.
So the dog, still like fighting everyone, looks back. I believe that's all for your turn. Unless you're gonna do some movement.
Yeah. So let's go ahead.
One thing to keep in mind before you move anywhere
Yeah.
is if you move out of melee range of anyone, they do have the option to make an attack of opportunity at you as a reaction.
Okay. In that case, I want. I'll just stay where I'm at right now, actually.
Okay. Okay.
Because I can't imagine getting on top of the tank would be useful right now with no anything. So, go ahead and just stay there.
Okay. Alexei would kind of hear coming through the radio. Well, I hope those boys on the other side are doing as well as we are. And now I get to roll to see how well they're doing.
Oh boy.
What's
He says that, and the dice disagree.
They could. They're kind of average right now. So, yeah. As things kind of progress, this guy is going to punch back. You know what? We'll kind of consolidate all this. He's going to pull out a revolver and start shooting at this guy. He's going to try to breathe fire again at them. Markham is going to try to use his officer sword to stab him. Kingsley is going to do some other shit that you haven't seen yet over there. And Dog is going to try to continue to maul this guy. And, oh, Mr. Flashy Flash over here is going to be zooming as well. With that in mind, I will just kind of do a mass roll for all of them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so. Okay, so going from left to right. Sticking with... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I had 3D dice, and then how they rolled in chat. I'm going to use that because it makes more sense, too. Okay. Your dog boy over here kind of sees the situation you're in when he's looking back, and just kind of shoves off the guy in front of him and lunges backward and bites into the throat of this guy, dealing... enough damage to put him down.
Nice. Yeah.
Throws his head back and just grabs and rips. And you see his, like, when that's happening, as the blood's flowing over his face, his pupils just, like, dilate a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
And he just kind of, like, looks down and around the trench and eventually at you. And just, his eyes are basically just pupils at this point.
I want to look over at Dogma and just be like,
I knew you were a good boy.
And I want to just pat him on the head real quick. And then and that's it.
And he kind of just, like, snips at it, just like, you know, when you do that.
Oh, feisty.
We're going to do Kingsley next. Alexei would be able to see this sort of purple energy come off of the top of his head, and you would be able to see sort of this purple glow coming from underneath the tank. It did kind of cross the trench and is now sitting over the top of it. You see this sort of purple glow, and as that happens, the gentleman that was kind of staggering over here just kind of staggers maybe like a step forward, and then will collapse. Whoa. He takes another puff of his cigar, and as he goes to blow out the one remaining soldier from over here that they had kind of breathed on before, raises his rifle first and fires, hitting the guy square in the mouth. And you see fire come out of his mouth in a way you didn't see it earlier. It doesn't kind of like blow out in this large pillow of flame. Instead, it kind of like lights him up from the inside, and then it like coughs out and bursts as he just sort of like has a seizure and falls back this way. And he expires.
Oh, shit.
You do see Markham take a stab at this guy. With the +2, he easily gets it and stabs the dude in the back, dealing a significant amount of damage. You see it kind of go through the bottom side here, and it kind of pokes out the other side a little bit. That guy is not looking very good. You can kind of like see as he's like trying to stab with his bayonet into the Rockman. You can kind of see the skin start to go a little pale as he's doing that. Speaking of, he succeeded in beating the fuck out of this guy, and he had low enough HP that he doesn't even get to try. He just winds up a fist covered in fucking granite and just puts that guy's nose through his brain.
Damn.
Ooh. Lands on the other side. He draws a pistol, points it down at the guy, promptly gets his hand knocked away, and fires off kind of into the middle of no man's land.
James.
He will run down, jump on top of where this soldier is, so I'm going to remove it from play. I hope that wasn't the one that had... Cool, that wasn't the one that had the initiative. I have a bad habit of doing that sometimes. Jumps down, kind of just zooming around, runs over here, jumps down on top of that corpse, stumbles a little bit, moves from there over here, and we'll get the blanking bonus for this. He just kind of like takes his hands out and he's like, "Mama taught me to do it this way," and lands a bunch of pretty weak hits on him, dealing insignificant damage, but definitely distracting him. And that is your ally's turn. German soldiers. This one will try to shoot at Kingsley. Let me just... Here, I'll do this in mass again. These two are going to shoot at Jake, or James rather. This one will shoot at Speedy Boy. This one will try to stab Speedy Boy. This one tries to stab Rock Boy. This one tries to shoot at Kingsley. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice I've got to roll. All right, we've got 3 natural 2s and 1 natural 20.
Oh, God.
And what did we get? We got more excessive damage. Okay. So going left to right, the shot at Kingsley will miss. He sort of raises his service rifle. Kingsley sees it and ducks before the shot gets off and just kind of lands in the side of the trench. I shouldn't do that on stream. Lands in the side of the trench and just sort of sprays out a little bit of dirt over the top of him. This soldier right here manages to line up his bayonet right, kind of like just pressing it against the rock skin, manages to get it in a crack, and when he feels that, shoves it in, and you see blood start to spray out of him as he takes... enough damage to be looking real bad.
Oh no.
Sort of pierces through him, and as he does, he sort of like pries off a rock and a chunk of flesh comes with it. You can see he's missing probably about a baseball size worth of his shoulder. And that side of him just kind of sags, and you hear a kind of groan you overhear. Hear a kind of groan come from the other side of the tank. These ones all had pretty shitty luck except for this one, who did manage to land a shot on... they weren't shooting him, they were shooting him. Does manage to land a shot on him, dealing... a much more significant amount of damage, as the wound on his neck has like started to almost entirely close. He takes one through his side going this direction, and you can kind of see this sort of pop as it goes through his spine as he like leans over and falls down.
I like it.
What are you going to do for falls down? Okay, let's do that. He falls to the ground. You still see his like arms moving, trying to like push him back up, but he's kind of folded in like a 90-degree angle right now.
Not looking so good.
Not looking so good, no.
Ow, we've lost 1, 2.
Alexei, seeing your comrades starting to have a little bit of a worse time going on, what would you like to do?
I'm going to shoot this guy and hopefully I can get over penetration.
If you critical hit, I'll allow the overpen.
Okay, here goes.
I will
Oh!
say, oh my god.
Holy
My
shit!
fat cock.
Oh, way.
Holy shit!
Oh shit! Well, way to fucking go, Az. This guy had already taken substantial damage. I'm gonna say, go ahead and roll, and whatever, I'm gonna subtract how much health this guy has left from what you roll, and the remaining damage is what this guy takes. Fucking hell, man. Okay.
I love that
Oh
expression.
man!
Even digitally, I roll like a god.
Yeah, dude.
Well, at least we know you're not
For those-
flooding them.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know Az in real life, you probably wouldn't. He rolls like a fucking demon.
For
He's
real.
made a pact with some sort of luck devil.
He's built
Made a pact with
different.
every deity.
So, you hear sort of like, you hear from the other side of the tank, the British guy kind of go, "Nice shot." Also, the music stopped playing. Why did the music stop?
It did,
Playing? Oh, we
a
got
while
to the
ago.
we got to the end. Fucking start over again. We're doing it all over again.
How's
Fuck
Fun
it, we
note that
ball.
Mr. Game Master, sir, BFG division was 10 out of 10.
Appreciate it. What's going on? Someone else was trying to talk to me.
How's Chump in the back looking?
We're getting there. So, as you sort of see the one pry off the thing, you see him sort of like nod to himself, and after the nod, you like, while he's nodding, right, you see there's a target behind him. So you're like, oh wait, if I just pointed at him, when he comes back up, and you, at that point, you feel the click as the trigger squeeze finally goes through.
Mhm.
As that pop rings off, you see kind of the same effect as last time, where the sparks kind of come out the top, and this gentleman over here, you see his gas mask kind of like split down the middle and separate as a
Oh
hole through
shit!
his nose has popped off, and he's also
Damn.
dead, and he kind of falls backward this way.
Let's go!
And so I'm gonna delete him off the map as well. Dang. You two on the other side of the tank. First hear the British man go, "Nice shot," and then you hear a slight off in the distance, the crack. And anything else you got?
No, I'm content.
Cool. Fucking, you should be.
Look, I've watched enough of my comrade drop. I'm going to start trying to take out as many as I can.
You hear sort of from the other side of the tank, Kingsley go, "It seems like we've got a friend on our side somewhere." And with that, Jacques, how would you like to go about your order of business? Oh wait, nah, fuck it, I fucked it already. Too late. Go on. Yes. What would you like to do?
Still in an absolute fit of rage, I would like to draw a dagger from my belt,
Okay.
and while screaming just absolute bloody murder, I attempt to just bury that dagger in Home Dog's chest.
Go for it. Roll it. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing it. Hits to a 14, that'll hit.
Yes.
Let's go.
Roll me some damage.
7 damage.
Take that.
Okay, considering the damage he took earlier, as you sort of like put your side sword away and draw, or officer sword I think you were using, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You put your officer sword away and draw a dagger. You kind of just grab the barrel of the rifle, move it to the side, and just plunge it into his chest, pressing him up against the other side of the trench and like seeing as blood not only comes out of his chest but also starts to come from underneath the gas mask a little bit. He's toasted.
Finally.
Anything else you would like to do?
I would like to just look at him and just spit on his corpse.
Ooh.
Absolutely free action to just on him. Mad disrespect.
I wanna look at Jacques and be like,
Yes! Wait! Pooh! Pooh! Evil! We spit on the evil! Pooh!
and just join him in the spitting, but I just continue to do it far too long to the point where it's awkward and weird.
I
Okay.
just look at him as he does that and just almost like just bewildered, just kind of shake my head.
Just
Just
Yeah, you and me, we're on the same page, same page.
um, as that's going on, it is your turn. So what would you like to do?
Yeah, so after you know that awkward moment, is my boy the Dogma, is he holding on to one of the soldiers? Is he being attacked?
No, he kind of shoved off the other two when he went to bite that other guy. So he's kind of like looking frenzied around. He was kind of looking in your direction.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I wanna move down here. Is that cool?
I'll allow it as like kind of moving around.
Yeah. So basically, I want to move down here to attack this soldier, and when I move,
You can actually attack from that space.
okay.
diagonal.
Well, basically, I want to get up enough to grab him then,
You
and
can still grab him from there.
and I want to just absolute punch the shit out of him, and then
Okay.
after I punch him, I reach down for my gun and I want to shoot him just right in the head, just while I'm grabbing onto him.
Okay. Okay, so way I'd adjudicate this is we can kind of just flavor text say that you grab him while you're doing the other things if you want. Otherwise, you know, punching him and grabbing him would both have to be in action.
Gotcha.
since we only
Okay,
have
okay.
one. We can just kind of flavor text say that while you're punching him, you're grabbing him.
Okay.
Then if you're grappling, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Okay. I put this here to make it easier. I don't know if it did. We'll see. Yeah, I think it did. 20.
You got him by 10 times.
Jesus.
Well, I guess not with modifier, but you get the point. You sort of like try to grab him, and he initially like sort of raises his rifle between you to try to like get you to grab that instead. You grab it, move it down, and just grab his face.
Come here, you little bitch.
Okay. And you wanted to shoot him. I would say you can still do that as an offhand attack, so go ahead and roll to attack.
Roll to attack. So my revolver, or
Yeah, your revolver.
okay,
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, you know what that red means?
I got a 1. Natural 1, baby.
Okay. So as you're sort of like grabbing onto him, you're like putting your gun up to him, and the rifle that was down there, the guy tries to like lower it to raise it up to knock your hand off of him.
Uh huh.
And as he does that, he knocks your revolver down. It points at your foot by the time you pull the trigger.
I wanna.
The minimum amount the attack would deal, so 1 plus whatever modifier it is.
I want to just get super upset and just be,
It is just not my fucking day, man.
Yeah, you kind of be right about that. But
that's
go
gonna
ahead.
end my turn.
Yeah, you do take damage, like the table says, equal to the minimum amount the attack would be. So,
Which would be, what would that be?
so since it's an offhand attack, you actually don't have a modifier. So I guess it happens to be 1,
All right.
which is interesting enough, I suppose. Because
Okay. So -1.
yeah,
Okay.
that kind of works out, I guess. You take 1 point of piercing damage as you shoot yourself in the foot.
Fuck!
At this point, go ahead and read the descriptive text that just appeared in chat.
Oh shit balls.
Uh-oh.
Fuck
You're
me
so
sideways.
fucked.
Am I muted? Oh shit, no, I'm not muted.
We can hear you. Sukabliet. As sort of like whatever the noise is, it seems to be kind of echoing across no man's land and coming in the direction of the sort of wall of smoke that the artillery barrage helped you with over here.
Shit.
Kind of generally from this direction.
Red one. This is Overwatch. I do believe you have another tank coming through.
With that said, I need to make a roll to see how everybody else does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That. Oh, shit. I goofed that. Actually, no, I didn't. I'm so fucking good at this.
Oh, we are so back, baby.
Okay, so that's not terrible. But yeah, so as you know, your side of the battle kind of starts to regroup. Your dog friend kind of just hears that noise and immediately like perks up, starts sniffing the air, and will crawl over this side of the trench in no man's land and will run off this direction.
No! No!
And he just kind of runs into the smoke, and you don't see him.
No!
That was a good time for Jacques Wick.
I just wanna be yelling, just repeatedly, just no!
Your microphone peaked, so we just hear.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's the only like particularly bad thing that happens. He kind of like sorts out his back problem and manages to push himself up, using all of his movement in the process. But will sort of, take out his pistol and take another shot at him. He is going to move over, try to punch the fuck out of him. He's going to move this way and try to punch the fuck out of him. And Sergeant's going to move over, try to shoot this guy. He's going to stay exactly where he is.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Through my PEM scope, how are Lion and Jacques looking?
Right now, I believe Eobard is looking pretty okay. Can you confirm that for me, Boo?
Yeah, I'm at.
Don't use numbers. Don't use numbers.
I took one. I shot myself in the foot. That's all that's happened to me, though.
That sounds like you in real life, man.
Yeah, actually, no. No, but yeah, I've shot myself in my foot.
That was a personal blow. I'm sorry.
and then Alexei, I believe, hasn't taken any damage. Correct?
Alexei has not. I don't even know if anyone knows where Alexei is.
Not Alexei. I meant Jacques.
Jacques has also not taken any damage.
Gotcha. Yeah. So they're looking pretty good. I would actually say you probably couldn't see Jacques just based on angles.
Well, I'm 100 feet away.
Yeah. So let me think about this for a second. So like,
because you said I could see both.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably not going to continue on like this if you're 100 feet away. It's probably more like this kind of an angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could probably see him. Never mind.
Cool.
I'll take that back.
I'm just trying to keep tabs on
how
my
they're doing.
allies. Yeah.
Yep.
Make my battle plan.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll sort of this side en masse since it's only the two of you over there.
Yep.
That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 of them making attacks. Wow. If I could only show you my screen without revealing a lot of shit. Short version, we've got a nat 1, we've got 2 19s, and we've got a nat 2. There's really some dichotomies going on here. Let's see. Natural 1. What do we got? Great. Okay. So going left to right, top to bottom in this case, because all three of these happen to be on the same rank. Oh, Christ alive. Cool. Okay. So he was taking a shot at him. The closest ally would be him. So as Sergeant Markham pulls around the corner, Alexei would be able to like move his scope over to see the action going on, and he shoots and fires directly into the shoulder of the soldier in front of him, doing the minimum amount of damage, which in this case is 4 shoots him in the shoulder, and you see a little bit of blood spurt.
Oof.
He doesn't stop moving as he keeps running forward. Next attack is him. He will sort of wind up another wallop, and this time kind of come for an uppercut, dealing maximum damage. As he uppercuts this guy, you see the gas mask sort of fold into itself and fills the space where the jaw should be.
Right.
As this guy sort of just like crumples into the ditch, and you see him fall below the parapet line. Next up was James himself. He pulls out his pistol and he goes to shoot the guy. It kind of happens after the uppercut connects, so as he crumples down, he like shoots where he was, and he's like, "Good job, big man." The last one is the runner himself. He comes and he smacks this guy for a solid middling amount of damage. As he kind of comes up and just like hits him with a 1-2 combo, but at a speed that makes it look like it happened at the same exact time. So just the guy just kind of staggers backward only once and kind of like looks stunned from the whole experience. German soldier time, as these two are going to kind of try to gang up on Eobard.
Bring it, bitches!
This one's going to try to stab him. This one's going to move a little forward to try to shoot him. And this one is going to move here and try to shoot him. Got 5 dudes, so I'm going to roll all of them.
Don't make me crit again, DM. I can hit all 3 of our fuckers. I can hit the commander, Rockboy, and James in one shot.
Well, speaking of hitting, all but one of them do. So, these two guys do both hit. Well, actually, as Zeobard, they might not. So it's 2-piece. So, one of them does and one of them doesn't. If it was your allies, they would hit. But one of them does, one of them doesn't. So, I will roll. Ooh, okay. Close to maximum damage.
Ice.
So, the one kind of on this furthest side of you runs up to you with his bayonet as he sort of came from over here. Runs up to you and just sort of stabs you in the sort of bicep region. Kind of like piercing through the top of it. Not really hitting the bone, but it's highly uncomfortable, and you can see red kind of coming out of the hairy skin.
That's my favorite arm!
As that happens, another one sort of like tries to stab for your head, and you just using the arm that's skewered and kind of like moving the bayonet that's still in there with it, grab that one as it's coming in and just sort of shove it above your head and away from your face.
Ha! Look at that! Still my favorite arm!
That one pulls its bayonet out and is still like kind of looking at you aggressively, ready for another stab. When it comes to these ones, this one will successfully bayonet stab him and hit for a pretty low amount of damage. Combined with the shot that he had taken to the shoulder earlier, the sort of stab that he takes in through the center of the same hand kind of makes that entire arm basically useless for him at this point, as he kind of like slides his hand off of the bayonet and is kind of clutching this side of himself in pain. This one missed. This one hits him for enough damage that it sort of hits him in the head and blows his helmet off as he sort of like falls backwards on his back. He's not moving, but you do still see the like hole that it leaves in his head, like slowly patching itself together as he's laying sort of sideways facing away from Alexei. And that is the German soldier's turn. Speaking of Alexei, what would you like to do?
Red 1, do you copy?
I hear you. It's
I
again,
provide covering fire. Pull James into the ditch.
okay, can do. He will on his turn.
With that, Alexei is going to try to drop this bitch right here.
The one who just shot.
Yeah.
Him. Cool. Go for it.
Okay.
Need some more water soon.
Yeah, that's a
Oh
dirty
my
20.
god.
Golly, man. Okay.
Dirty
Yeah.
stinky 20, brother.
Okay. You yeah, go ahead and roll damage for me. You hit him.
15.
Oh my god.
Fuck's sake, man.
How?
2d8 plus 5. That's how.
Yeah, that's still 555. But
Jesus, dude.
as
If I
he's
had
sort of
2d8 plus 5, I would roll 7.
That could have been like a 5, a 7, or
could have been
like-
7 minimum or what? 16, 21 max. So,
yeah.
anywhere in there. Yeah, as he sort of like starts to like pull his rifle back to, you know, operate the bolt action, you fire a shot that hits him sort of like in the collarbone, and you see just like blood spray out of the front of him as he falls back into the ditch and below line of sight again.
Pup, watching crowds drop.
With that said, you still hear that noise that you were hearing earlier, and it gets louder and louder as sort of parting the smoke cloud up at the very top where it's starting to dissipate a little bit, kind of making those like sort of rings in the smoke. You all see a very bizarre looking airplane. Looks something like this.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Significantly shorter lengthwise, and the wingspan's not nearly as big. It's a very bizarre sort of thing that you're seeing. It moves in a pattern like so,
Got you.
kind of across the trench in this direction. Make sense?
The Red One, let your people know that they have an incoming air support.
Copy that. And as he's saying that, some explosions kind of go off in. Let me draw some circles. Actually, wait, I don't have to draw circles. I'm already smart enough to figure this shit out. I fooled myself. I'm so smart. One goes off.
Oh.
That's still the wrong fucking thing.
In my country, if you're smart enough to fool yourself, we just call you an idiot.
Kind of the line
Here.
along where it traveled. So
I didn't see
basically,
any up here.
there was one on this guy.
Okay.
So basically, this entire side of the trench is going to make some saving throws. And yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3,
He's
4,
fucked.
5, 6, 7.
I liked him.
And I'm gonna roll an 8th one because he is prone. Interesting. Okay, let's go top to bottom, left to right. So he kind of had. Oh, can I select him? Oh, I can't select him anymore. Okay. Well, you'll just have to imagine your good old friend Kingsley had just started to run out when a bomb lands directly in front of him, blows shrapnel in his face.
Oh shit.
He is dead on the spot. I can't mark him with an X, so this
Just gonna
will
have to trust
suffice.
me, bro.
I'll
That works.
He succeeded the save and kind of just takes shrapnel to the back. Barely still standing, but you see like blood kind of creeping out between all of the rocks for him. He managed to make his saving throw with a natural 20, so he will not take any damage. He, however, made a natural 3,
No!
eats a bomb right on top of his position, and gets blown into bits across the battlefield.
No!
Even with the regeneration, will not be standing back up.
Damn, I liked him.
Same.
He rolled particularly well, and only took half damage. Given how low he is, let's see. Yeah, okay, so he will also kind of barely survive. He's operating on about 3 HP. It's actually 3 HP, but you wouldn't know that in game. This guy here succeeded the saving throw and is in a similar boat. And this guy over here failed the saving throw and will die on the spot.
Rip.
As just kind of here. Bombs go off. Coming from the other side of the trench, you will also hear Sergeant Markham go, "Retreat, boys! Back across the field! Go! Go!" And, yeah, Jacques, you're kind of hearing that from the other side of the tank. You can also see sort of hanging in the trench is part of the tank track on this side of the tank. Just kind of like draped into the trench along with you all. At the very least, that's probably a mobility kill on this bad boy. What would you like to do?
Well, given what I just heard from the other side, and also given that I'm not engaged with anybody at this moment, I would like to. Would I still be in the trench if I was right here?
I would say you would probably not be able to squeeze through that sort of gap over here between
Okay.
Eobard and the trench, but what you could do, you could go around this way and
It's because I'm too massive.
Okay,
I'll
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
So I would
The
like
fact
to
that you
move
are in fact
here.
a lion states that you, by technicality, are a massive pussy.
Yeah, well, don't say that to my face. See what happens. You better not be on my evil list. That's all I can say.
Okay, kitty cat Santa.
Okay. Going over to Jacques.
I run to that position. While I'm running, I look over at Eobard, say, "Good boy," as I swing my sword.
I am a
towards
good boy.
This fine gentleman.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack. Yep,
15.
yep, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Die.
9. Okay.
9.
So with the damage you deal, you said that your officer sword this time?
Correct.
Okay. As you kind of wheel around Eobard and step over the corpse, you tell him good boy like you say, and you thrust forward with your officer's sword, catching this guy kind of in the gut. You know if you take the sword out, given the time period, there's a significant chance he dies of infection, but that's going to be in a couple weeks, not in a couple seconds. So,
Yeah.
he is still standing though. So
Okay.
anything else you would like to do?
I would like to end my turn there.
Okay. Eobard, like I said, your friend came up, stabbed the guy kind of directly in front of you. There's that other guy a little further down the trench that can still reach at you, but killed the guy directly in front of you. What would you like to do? Killed, sorry.
I
Struck
look
the guy.
I look at Jacques and I go, I appreciate the help. Watch this shit. And I want to with so is it my right arm that's bleeding?
Yes.
Okay, so with my right arm I have my sword in hand.
Okay.
I wanna paw at my blood, just lick it a little bit, and then I wanna throw it in the face like of the mask of this guy right here as a distraction, and then I want to stab at him.
Stab at this guy?
Yes.
The one that's not damaged yet?
Yes, this guy right here.
Cool. If you're doing it for distraction purposes, I'll say that interacting kind of with your own blood is an object interaction. I treat this basically like pocket sand.
Okay,
Right.
that's kind of what I was thinking, exactly.
So go ahead or I guess I'll have this guy make a Constitution saving throw, which is
Okay.
how I would treat pocket sand. Doesn't have a bonus to con. Oh, that's a natural 1. So not
fucking
only is it
go.
distracting and you would have an advantage on him, but you happen to get it like just on the goggles. And if he like tries to get it because of how much dirt's on there, he's just gonna smear it. So this guy is for the rest of the battle blinded.
Fuck yes, dude. Okay, so then I wanna try and stab at him with my sword. So I'm gonna roll
Okay.
a 6.
Do it with
Ooh.
advantage. That is a natural 1, but do it with advantage because he is blinded and you are effectively invisible to him.
So how would I? Is that +1?
Just roll it again.
Okay.
Just roll it again.
Okay.
You
18.
roll 2 dice and take the highest, or take the highest.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's advantage.
18.
Disadvantage is when you
18.
take the lowest. You hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
6.
Okay, so you do exactly what you intended to do, just sort of splatter them with blood and then lunge forward and stab the guy. Kind of a similar situation. This time you kind of get through some ribs up here, and you can feel it kind of pierce through and tap the shoulder blade on the inside, on this side.
Okay, so while my sword is inside of him, I want to pull him close and be like, I'm not done. Watch this shit. Here's what I want to do with my revolver, which has 4 more shots in it. I want to shoot him in the balls.
You do have the bonus action to do this with, so go ahead and make an attack roll. Still with advantage because he is still blind. You are still effectively invisible to him.
Okay, so roll twice.
Roll twice, take the higher. You also, in your
Alright.
character sheet up at the top, there should be the option for rolling with advantage.
Be right above
Advantage.
initiative.
Got it. Okay. Yep. I'm just gonna. Can we ignore that one? It was an 11,
Sure.
but I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll it twice with that.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. So 16. It was
Okay, you
it was
rolled
11 and
again,
16.
so it
anyway.
does- so it's
Yeah,
exactly
it's
that.
all good. Okay, so normal.
Yeah, you hit him. Go ahead
Okay,
and roll
so
me some damage.
then roll for damage with the revolver. 7.
Okay. And not quite enough. So
Damn.
you're, as you like sort of say all those sweet nothings into his ear, you like pull out your gun and you do like blow off one of his testicles.
Yes.
As I'm getting some familiar vibes.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, remember?
Hmm.
Remember
I
our first
remember.
campaign?
Yeah. I'm hearing that I'm kicking ass and covering everyone else's.
Anyways, so you do blow off testicles.
Let's go.
Oh,
That just made that on screen.
I was gonna say
okay,
no. Boomer
yeah.
is the one doing it. I'm
Yeah. The guy sort of like keels over in pain a little bit. He's still not dead. And if you left him alone, he could probably get some medical attention.
Okay, heard that.
But yeah, that's
That's gonna
all the
end my
resources
turn.
You really have other
Yep.
than movement. Okay.
Gonna
So if
end
you're
my
just in your
turn.
turn there, we're getting over here. Gonna go ahead and roll for them. Looks like there's 3 of them left over there. Okay, rolled pretty good. He kind of climbs up and he's going to use his movement to dash over this way. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm going to kind of just put him off to the side over here. He's not quite there yet, but he's getting close to this side of No Man's Land. To Alexei, your side of No Man's Land. And he's just kind of like tucking his head and running the whole way like this, as you kind of see like the smoke clouds starting to clear a little bit up to the north over here, as bullets kind of whiz through and leave like sort of little gaps in the smoke as they go through, clearing it up a little bit as it happens. The sergeant will also do something similar. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm going to put him over here. He is kind of close, but he's a little behind Big Man. Speedster hops over. He was the one that rolled bad. Runs over and zooms ahead of the other ones. And as he's doing so, steps on a landmine and blows himself to high
Oh
hell.
fuck.
Well, that had explosive results.
Yeah.
And
Boom.
yeah,
We are so dead. Me and Jacques are so fucking dead.
Hey, DM,
yes.
question for you.
What's your question?
Is there anyone else with radio? Funny. Is there anyone else with radio abilities?
No, but I would say that considering he just kind of took shrapnel to the face, he's bleeding out right now, and so if you said anything to your radio operator friend over here, if that pinged.
So
then
wait,
it would
he's
be
not.
transmitted to his kind of dying body. He's not fully dead,
He's
but
not
he's
dead
not going
dead.
to recover ever.
Okay, so
And is he
even
able to
with
talk?
even with like, never mind. I'll ask on my turn.
Yeah.
I'm not-
He's not able to talk, but things kind of would just come out of him.
Okay, I'm not going to do it until my turn. I was just curious before I forgot.
Sure. Yeah. So, as that happens, it goes to the soldier's turn. And before we do anything over here, coming out of, sort of walking down the trench line, you would see a number of figures that you haven't seen before. Jacques would actually recognize this fellow.
Shit.
You would recognize that figure as Captain Holfeld. Sort of looking over here, as you sort of hear the commotion going on over here. Who of you two knows German, if any?
I don't think my character does at all.
It's unlikely that I am fluent,
Okay.
though I
Um,
may be able to pick up on
can-
some vocabulary.
Would Kingsley's
Okay.
body be picking up the German?
Yeah, I'll say so.
I-
You would hear these gentlemen say in German, "What do we do about the bodies?" He looks and says, "Leave ours, but pick up all of the ones that look funny." And these two soldiers will happily take those orders and will kind of march off in this direction.
I'm so
Um,
happy you said that.
This one will kind of look in your guys' direction and he'll say, "Oh, we have 2 live specimens." And he will walk his remaining movement that way.
Okay, can we see him?
Leave.
Can we see him?
You can see him. He's
Okay.
kind of like sticking out underneath the tank right now. If you imagine, here, I'll move this to a different layer where you can't see it. There is like a continuation of the trench.
Okay.
Here. The
Underneath.
tracks,
It's underneath. Okay.
yeah, he's kind of like ducking underneath it right now, and you can see him moving towards you.
Okay. Okay.
And let me move this back to this layer. And that's that. And the German soldiers in front of you are going to make their attacks. One of them is trying to stab at Jacques because you stabbed him, and the other one is going to stab at Eobard with disadvantage.
Yeah, Mr. One Ball bitch.
The one with disadvantage misses, and the other one will hit you to a 14. Will
It does not hit.
to a 14. Doesn't hit. Okay. The one kind of in front of Eobard, just kind of like haphazardly, is just jabbing sort of anywhere in the general direction with the tip of his rifle with the bayonet there. The other one does get a sort of better stab at Jacques, but Jacques has his sword out and just deftly parries it to the side. With that said, it will be Alexei's turn.
Comrade, I need you to go and smoke on a location. So,
Oh,
if I
saying
may
that
use
to-
my...
Saying that to him?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to have him call in smoke on this location right here. Actually,
Okay.
specifically centered on Eobard.
On Eobard? Okay.
Yep.
I'll say that will happen at the end of the battle round, so after your turn.
Raj. And then I'm going to take a shot at Nazi Thanos.
Not Nazis, this is World War One, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to take a shot at Iron Cross Thanos.
There you go, there you go.
That's 23.
That'll hit.
Oh.
That is 12.
Okay.
Nice.
As I was hoping.
As you sort of hit him, you see the bullet kind of go and enter his cap and blow the hat off his head, and you see that he's like missing some hair, kind of like right here where my headset is, and a little bit of
Okay.
blood fly off the top. As he like kind of slowly bends down, collects his hat, inspects the hole in it, puts it back on his head, and just sort of like looks across the field to you. Just looks you dead in the eyes just like that, and just...
Oh, I'm going to enjoy killing you.
And he's like, looks like we have a friend on the other side of the trench. And
As I hear that, I'm going to respond in German.
okay, through him.
Yeah, through the dying corpse.
Mhm.
I'm only your friend if you buy me dinner first.
As you say that, his eyes kind of snap down to the corpse, and he will pull out an officer pistol and unload it into his head. Just one shot.
Oh.
You no longer have the ability to hear through him.
That's fine. With what I plan to do, I won't need it.
Anything else on your turn?
No. Shit, hold on, let me... Reload action. Is that a full action or is that a bonus action?
That takes place of one attack on your attack action on your turn.
Gotcha. Alright, disregard. I should have a handful more ammo.
Okay.
Left. A handful more rounds.
Okay.
So, yeah.
With that, end of the round, your friend, the radio operator, manages to like take his pack down, turn a dial to connect to the right station or tune it into the right station, and will like hop on the comm calling for said smoke. You hear back that it'll be in just a couple of seconds before they get that cover they need.
Raj.
The shells are already loaded with smoke canisters. It's just they need to, crank the winches to get it pointed the right way. With that said, Jacques, you see Commander Hohlfeld coming behind you. You see the German soldiers in front of you, both looking worse for wear. One significantly worse than the other. What you got?
I look to my left at Eobard, and I just say, "Get ready."
Oh, I'm
then-
always ready.
And then I lunge toward Home Slice with my officer sword.
Okay, go ahead and make an
With
attack for me.
Full vicious intent. Nat 20.
Oh,
Hell yes,
Oh.
sir. That's
and let's see what
a
you get.
dirty stinky 20.
It's about
Bizarre
fucking time,
success.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Good hit, BB.
Okay.
Thank you.
Roll damage for me. I have a feeling I know how this goes, but roll damage for me. Normal two
Times.
times damage. Two times the damage dice.
Roll 2 dice or just multiply by 2.
Roll 2 dice. And then it added your bonus to each of those, so subtract your bonus from
Oh.
one of them and add it together.
I apologize. Sorry, I've
That's-
got about 17 windows open.
That's okay. I was the one that asked you to, so take your time.
That would be a 10 total.
10 total. Okay, I was right in the way this works. You do succeed in stabbing this guy through the chest. When you do, you kind of realize that he was starting to pull the pin on a hand grenade, sort of stick hand grenade. And, yeah, you can throw a hand grenade as well.
I grab it and I more or less kind of underhand toss it directly in the direction of him.
Okay.
How's that for friend, bitch?
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll with the grenade. And then
12.
Okay, so that will miss his armor class. So it
Okay.
lands in an adjacent space to him. Roll a d8 for me. way we're going to do this is that directly up is 1, and then we kind of go clockwise from there. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It lands. If I can ping here. And go ahead and roll damage for me. Okay, so 9 points of force damage.
Okay.
To him. He sort of sees the grenade as you underhand lob it to him. It kind of bounces off one of the wheels hanging down into the trench as he's ducking down. It lands at his feet, and he kind of just like swats it away like a cat playing with a ball toy. Just sort of swats it away. It goes off to his side, and you see his flesh get all torn up and his uniform get ripped as he sort of gets thrown into the side of the trench. And now he looks at you, and he's like, and you said you kind of understand a little bit of German?
Conversationally adept.
Okay. You would understand a brief curse word would come out, and then something along the lines of, "You'll be my favorite to put down." Something along those lines. You don't know the exact specific words because they're not ones that pop up very often.
Right.
But that's the kind of vibe you get off of it.
How's he looking?
Him, other than a kind of torn up arm and the hole in his hat, he's not like breathing heavy. He's not bleeding profusely.
Jesus. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do I still have my movement action?
Sure do.
Okay. Could I use my bonus action to throw one of my 2 daggers at him?
Yeah, I'd say first object interaction on your turn could be drawing said dagger, and then your bonus action to throw it offhand. So you would do less damage because it's an offhand attack. But yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I'd say so.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you hit for sure. Go ahead and roll a d4 for me to get your damage. Oof.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Not quite enough. You do kind of like throw it, and because he's like been really fucked up so far, you do kind of like catch him in like one of his hands as he's trying to hold on to his rifle. It stabs through his hand and kind of like connects it to the rifle, like a nail connects 2 pieces of wood together. But it doesn't like stop his motions at all. He just kind of like from underneath the mask.
Okay. And then I would like to use my movement to go here.
Okay. All for your turn?
That will end my turn.
Cool. Eobard, your friend kind of threw that knife with the guy you're struggling with and bolted.
Yeah.
This other guy's kind of just marching slowly forward at you, about to sort of duck under these tank wheels.
So Eobard looks around and he says out loud to the soldier not doing so hot,
All my friends have left me. I am the only one who stands here. You ask me, should I leave? I don't know. But what I do know is you have one more thing I need.
and I want to with my revolver, I want to pull it out. I want to get real close to him. I want to smack his gun away from him, and I want to shoot him for his other testicle.
Okay. So if you're gonna try to knock his gun away from him, that would be a disarming attack. Go ahead and roll an athletics check with advantage.
Okay, so with advantage, we're gonna go athletics right here. That's an 8.
Okay. Give me a second. With disadvantage, because he's blind, he rolls a 4. So you do, like, as he's like struggling with it, sort of knock it away, and you see the dagger kind of get pulled out of his hand in the process.
Okay, and then
like, his rifle's on the ground, which he starts to kind of try to bend over for a little bit. But
and as he bends over, I go, no, no, no.
You stay right there.
And I slowly, just slowly, as he's like trying to maneuver around, I'm slowly pulling out my gun, and I aim it at him, getting ready to shoot. And we've got. Oh, sorry, I was running with advantage on that.
You would have advantage. He is still blinded.
Okay, so 23.
Yep. So go ahead and
9.
roll the dice. Subtract the modifier off of that bad boy because offhand attacks do not have the modifier to damage.
Ooh, what do you mean?
So that's kind of the trade-off with two-weapon fighting. is
Okay.
That the on-hand attack has the modifier to damage, so it's like 1d6 plus 2. That plus 2 is the modifier.
Okay, so it's got a plus. Okay, so it's in that case it's 7.
Okay. In that case, as he's sort of like keeling over and you like very slowly just like take out the gun, it's like sort of as he's kneeling over, he sort of like kneels into where your hand has the gun here, and he just sort of like feels at your hand, and as you're doing that, you blow off the other testicle, and you just sort of see like blood kind of like pouring from there as you had like gotten the femoral artery. What's femoral? I want to say it
Femoral.
is.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so as I pull the trigger and shoot him in the testicle, I want to just hold him close and hold him in as he's slowly just like fading out, and just
Shh. Young one. It's okay. You will go to the afterworld.
and I slowly lay him down, and then I want to go ahead and catch up with Jacques.
Okay. With your movement, that's 25 feet of your movement. I think you have 30. You might have 35.
In that case,
Leonin.
let me check actually.
What's your speed? Each
Yeah,
of
I
these
can-
squares is 5 feet.
35.
Okay, so you started here, so you would be able to get one more square.
Okay, yeah. In that case, 1 square there.
Okay. And if that's all for your turn,
That is gonna be it.
I'll roll one last time for allies. You have 2 surviving allies, it looks like.
Better
Woo!
than 0.
We did great, boys.
We did a good thing today.
They actually both survive, and they both managed to run all the way back across and get into this side of the trench.
Woo!
This guy has, I'm pull the curtain back a little bit, that many HP, all 2 of them.
Holy shit.
Do we ever learn it?
Did you ever learn what?
Stone Boy's name?
If you ask him, you could. So I'll say that with the smoke cover that's coming in, you 2 would be able to safely retreat across no man's land, and that's actually where we're going to end the session. So
Okay.
If you want to do some post-session talking,
Can I take
can do
one last pot shot?
I'll allow it. Boomer, you can go take a piss while this happens.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll wait. If this is the end, I can wait a few more minutes.
Do you do targeted shots, DM?
Not anymore, because I kind of just take it as the DMG says. It represents your best attempt at hitting the target where you want to. So,
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going for purple dome. I'm gonna try to shoot him right between his fucking eyes.
Okay, go for it.
Never mind.
As he kind of like looks back, he sees them like hop over the trench and start to run across. He looks over, looks back at you right as you start to like squeeze the trigger, and just ducks down, and you see the bullet kind of hit where his head was. He was just that much faster when he thought about it. And he and the other 2 don't stick their head above the parapet again.
In that case, I'm going to dip down behind mine and reload my Mosin.
Okay. And that's where we're calling the session. If you do ask his name, he says his name is Darian Grayfield.
Comrade Grayfield, go get yourself patched up. We've got this.
Dude, you put some work into this too. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of overhead that goes in this.
yeah.
every single one of these character tokens was AI art generation, and it came with a full background, so I had to crop them out of the background, and I had to put them in the game and put their stats in. It takes time.
Yeah, I
So
definitely understand. But yeah, dude, I fucking great job first
Yeah,
session.
that was
This
awesome.
was
Yeah.
fucking great. You killed it, man.
appreciate it.
That
Appreciate
was fantastic.
I'm glad you all enjoyed it. That makes me happy in ways that are difficult to describe. Appreciate it.
Well, hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, GG's. That was a ton
GGs.
of fun. I am probably gonna go ahead and get out of here. I got sleepy eyes.
Yeah, it is getting a
So
little late. I do have
so
work tomorrow, so
yeah, I do too, and
Yeah.
I've been up very long today. So y'all have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will catch you later.
Peace
Peace,
the
guys.
fuck out, boys.
Peace.
Bite those lips like I'm eating pastrami. I share it with the homie, you can call me a commie. I'm coming in this bitch like a fucking kamikaze. I make the damn break, you can call me a tsunami. Got a question, I'm asking for a friend, please don't mention. Can look at the clitoris, it's objective, but it's like a forest, it's affecting my relationship.